Start by making yourself comfortable. Seated, lying down, whatever. Just find a position that's relatively symmetrical that you can be in still for a little bit of time. Take a few moments to get your wiggles out, unclench the hands and the feet, long legs, long arms, long spine, neutral hips and level shoulders, your head centered, face soft, eyes closed. Now that your body is beginning to settle, bring some awareness to your surroundings, the bigness or the smallness of the space, the noise or the silence in the air, the lightness or darkness penetrating your eyelids, the warmth and the coolness on your skin. Acknowledge what's encompassing you. Acknowledge that you're here now. The guiding theme for this next length of time is electricity. Electricity is basically the energy created by the movement of little charged particles jumping from one atom to another. Without getting too technical, I'll lead you through a series of examinations of the forces around us, the forces within us, and the forces we create. You don't have to have a full grasp on how electricity works for this to make sense, but my hope is that through exploring the idea with a relaxed body and a directed mind, you'll be able to feel how much movement there truly is, even in apparent stillness, and feel how we are a part of everything, and that everything is a part of us. As the body stills and senses fade, we access a state somewhere between sleep and waking, where consciousness is free to explore domains that tend to be ignored or untouched when we're awake and active. Give yourself permission to use your imagination here. Within that mass of electric goo we call the brain lies a mind's eye that is creative and curious and clever, so have a little fun with it. We're going to start all the way at the center of the earth, so bring your awareness down through the brittle rocky crust, through the mantle of solid rock that melts into a viscous fluid as it approaches the molten inner core. Imagine the colors of fire, reds, oranges, yellows. Hear the roaring of a flame, the scent of burning, the sensation of heat. Imagine the very center of the earth, roughly 800 miles below where you are now. A giant mass of churning, liquefied metal, dense, untouchable, and almost unfathomable. It's this constantly roiling core that not only plays a role in shaping the surface of the earth, but also creates a force field around the entire planet. That giant churning iron core is made, just like everything else, of tiny little atoms. And as that molten vortex swirls, the movement of little charged particles within it jump from place to place in the heat of it all, and create energy, create electricity. The core of the earth is so massive, so powerful, that the energy created by the movement of all those tiny little particles emanates from the earth and interacts with other charged particles in solar wind all the way in space. That creates a huge field of energy that surrounds the entire planet. It's called the electromagnetic field. So transition your awareness now up, out into space, through the sky, through the levels of the atmosphere, and into this soundless darkness of space. Far away galaxies, black, distance. Imagine looking back at the Earth from space. Oceans and jungles, forests and tundras creating swirls of blues and greens and white. Absolute silence, floating. If you were a particle in space, you would be able to feel a magnetic pull from the planet, generated by electricity from the churning inner core. Electromagnetism. Two forces, electric and magnetic, that produce each other and work to sustain one another. From your spatial awareness, start to draw that awareness back down to the relationship between these two faraway places, the core of the earth and the field surrounding the earth. Connection between the lowest low and the highest high. And feel that you, in your body, are somewhere in the midst of that. Despite being surrounded by electromagnetic energy, the Earth itself has the ability to absorb or dissipate an unlimited amount of electric charge through what's called grounding. So let's bring your awareness all the way back down to the ground. When a point in an electric current is connected to the ground, that point tends to stay at a constant voltage, regardless of what else is happening in the system. So with your consciousness and your mind's eye back in your body, notice every point on your body that's connected to the surface underneath you, what's grounded. Feel what's supporting you. What information is your physical support system giving your body? And how is your body reacting to that information? Is it easy to sink in deep? Or are you pushing back, trying to hold yourself up? No need to change anything, just notice. Notice the state of your body on the ground, on the surface that you're on. Your whole body. Now bring your awareness to the command center of the whole body. Floating in your head, your brain. Feel the physical sensation of your brain filling your skull. From ear to ear, crown to mouth, back of the head to the empty space between the eyes. Your brain. The brain, just like the churning center of the earth, generates electricity through the movement of particles orbiting tiny little atoms. It's these electric currents within the brain that help us interpret our situation and surroundings, create our thoughts, produce muscular movement, drive behavior, and keep us alive by providing the information necessary to carry out every basic process that life requires. The brain takes in information by the eyes seeing, the ears hearing, the nose smelling, the mouth tasting, and the skin feeling. Similar to telephone wires running alongside a city street, our body is mapped with circuitry that allows electrical current to extend to its farthest reaches. That circuitry travels from the brain through nerves in the center of the spine and branch out into specificity. Let's map the body now, using the electric current generated in the brain to bring your awareness to each part of the physical vessel. Notice right foot, left foot, right ankle, left ankle, right shin, left shin, right calf, right knee, right thigh, right buttock, right hip, your genitals. Notice the whole bottom half of your body. Notice the abdomen, the rib cage, the chest, the heart beating in the chest, the spine, the nerves at the center of the spine, the neck, the head. Notice the right shoulder, the left shoulder, right upper arm, left upper arm, right elbow, right forearm, left forearm, right wrist, right hand, left hand, the whole upper body, the whole upper and lower body. Notice the whole body. Feel electricity running through your entire body. Electricity generated by impulses in the brain, generated by the pacemaker of the heart, signaling each life-giving beat. Electricity generated by flowing red blood cells shedding electrons as they pass through capillaries. Electricity generated by the imagination in your mind's eye, generated by your passions, stoking the internal flame. Feel the electricity within you. You are an electric being, a sack of tissues and fluids mapped with electric circuitry, connected to the ground. Just like the earth, the electricity within your churning core creates a force around you, an electromagnetic force field around you. For every piece of you that is tiny and complex, there is an equal piece of you expansive and unbound. Feel that as you breathe in, what is around you becomes a part of you. And as the breath escapes, you become a part of what's around. In this still, calm state, experience a sensation of potential energy, electricity. Potential for movement, for creating and expanding. Potential for sustaining and supporting. The potential to feel connected to everything all at once. Now, as you shift your awareness back to your environment, what's surrounding you, re-experience your placement, somewhere between the core of the earth and the solar winds. The substance churning at the center of the earth is the same substance that swirls through solar winds, is the same substance that makes your heart beat and your mouth smile. You contain a limitless potential, both expansive and grounded.